Good morning, good afternoon, depending upon which time zone you're in. Thanks for coming to today's information session. This is about impromptu speaking. My name is Anbu. I'm from the national team. I'm also the support guy. So Sampath has been with NorthSouth for the past 10 plus years. I think the 10 plus years is like 4 years old. He's been a national team member. He's been conducting contests forever. He one of the first initial leadership position was as a chapter director for the Tampa Bay chapter. If you remember, they conducted the 2016 national finals, and he was the convener there. He still manages the national finals as a co-chair. He's been involved in many projects, and currently he's the program lead for impromptu speaking.
Thank you, Anbu, for a great introduction to NorthSouth Foundation as well as to this information session related to impromptu speaking. And greetings to parents and the contestants for joining us in this Sunday afternoon. That very clearly shows your engagement with your kids and on your own to improve your impromptu speaking, especially the form of public speaking. Thank you all again. If I haven't started sharing screen yet, not yet, I will do. Now, speech is a fundamental quality of a human being. See, without speech, we would not have had many languages, and if not languages, not many cultures, and thereby we will not be having our civilization. So speech is one of the fundamental quality. Now, communication, right? Communication is the integral part of our life, in our life. So, for example, like eating or studying, sleeping, like that, communication is an integral part. Now, when we communicate with each other, right? So we can recall, we talk to our friends, we talk to our colleagues, we talk to our family members. But when we do that, we don't feel under pressure. We don't feel under saying, what is the significant, how significant my words were? Did I add any value? What is the impact I created with my friends or family? Or did I create a good impression? Those thoughts never come to our mind when we do a day-to-day speech or communicate with our friends, family, and others on a daily basis. But when we were given a task, okay, here is the topic. Can you start? Can you start talking in 1 minute? Can you give 1 to 2-minute speech? That's where we feel the pressure. We stare at the roof. We are creating a image saying that, yeah, I'm thinking how to. There are a lot of ideas we have, but what is the best idea that I can give it to my audience? That audience might be, if you are in an office environment, that audience might be your manager or a CEO of the company. Or if you are in the school, it might be a teacher, or it might be a mentor or a counselor who is looking for to choose very few kids to go for some competition. How you are responding to that? That's kind of impromptu speaking. How to train yourself and trigger the thoughts and deliver a speech with significant value, with high impact, and then impressing the audience, whether it's an interviewing person or a coach or whatever it is, how it's going to put you in a better position. That's the impromptu speaking. And here at our NorthSouth Foundation, we are very glad to offer this as one of the contests. Given the COVID situation, even though we cannot do it in person, we are planning to do this in the online. So let me stop my video. I'm going to go into the presentation mode. So in our NorthSouth Foundation, the regional contest for 2021, we are going to hold the impromptu speaking contest. And it's going to be in April, May 2021. Thank you, Anbu, for introducing me to this great audience. And also, I'm a distinguished Toastmaster. I've given many speeches, including in the conference chair, contest chair, and so on. and have given many workshops, both in public speaking as well as impromptu speaking to our NorthSouth participants. So what is this online impromptu speaking, right? It's nothing but a form, a version of public speaking. In most of the public speaking, it's all considered as a prepared speech. So you know the topic ahead of the time and you prepare it, and then you are delivering the speech in front of the bigger audience. Now, NorthSouth, we used to have a public speaking of like a 30 minutes preparation. So if you are a past participant, you can recall that you are given a topic, you are asked to sit in a staging room, and then you prepare yourself, make notes, and then you are taken into the auditorium where you deliver the speech for 3 minutes. That's the prepared public speaking. Now, this is a different version of the impromptu speaking. This is nothing but speaking off the cuff. So how we are going to do that? We are going to do it in the online version. And the last year we did, but in the national level, but this is a regional level. So you will be giving speech with your contestants in your chapter, like any of the regional chapters that you did a couple of years back. Now, first I would like to introduce the contest team. What can you expect and what is being expected out of you? So let's go through that, and also what are the information that you can get from NorthSouth that can help you to give this impromptu speaking. So the contest team, I will call, will have 3 judges, 1 chief judge and 2 associate judges. And all the 3, we are highly recommending the chapters to recruit those who are familiar with the public speaking, what to look for with the contestants. And also I will show you the score sheet that we will be using, or they will be using, to evaluate your speech delivery. And then we will have 1 timer judge. So timer judge will show the timing clock, or they will change the background color without interrupting you as a contestant to give you where you stand from timing point of view. Because delivering a speech in a given time is very important. You can see some people like going on and on and on beyond their time, but not making any impact. And also you can see some people who are like a very short, didn't meet minimum requirement, and they were like in and out. So both are not doing their job as expected. So this is where the timer judge will help you without interrupting you, where the time, how the time, and so on. And also we will have a Zoom host. The responsibility of this Zoom host is to manage the break room and also moving the contestants in and out. I will go through the process of what you can expect from the regional chapter in order to have this participate in this contest. And also the audio video control. So they will be monitoring, muting everybody, unmuting only the contestant who is going to give a speech, and so on. Now contestants must have audio video capable laptop, because the speech is both the combination of your voice, vocabulary, and your body movement. So for the body movement, the judges need to see how is your facial expressions, how is your hands, how confident you are exhibiting by keeping your shoulders up. That is the video. That's what we are going to get from the video feed that you will be using during the delivery of the speech. And the audio, the voice and vocabulary, how is your pitch, how is the volume, how you evoke the emotions when you are delivering your speech. That the judges will capture only through your audio. So all the contestants, in order to be very successful, to convey the message or give the great speech across this virtual world, you have to have good audio video laptop, capable laptops. Recording of speeches not allowed. As always, we don't allow anybody recording speeches of any other participants. Parents are allowed to listen to their son or daughter speech. So you can be in that room, but when your son or daughter is giving speech, don't try to interrupt. Once they get the topic, they will have 1 minute to prepare. So don't, their video will be on. Let them focus on their speech, speaking points, and then let them get ready. At the end of 1 minute, maximum 1 minute, they are expected to start giving a speech. So you are allowed, but keeping quiet and not disturbing them or distracting them in any way will help them to get away from their nervousness. At this point of time, I would like to say that most of the kids, they don't like parents listening to their speeches. This is my personal experience. And when my son used to give speeches in front of like 200 people, first thing he will say is, can you be outside? I say, you are giving 200 unknown people. Why can't I sit in the corner? No, I get nervous because you might criticize me. Why you didn't tell this? You didn't tell that. So that kind of feeling is there. Relationship is there between the parents and the son and daughter. But it's left to you as a parent, or it's left to you as a contestant to allow your parent or not. But in our NorthSouth, we are going to allow parents to listen to your son or daughter's speech. And now let's go to the rules because this is a new format, right? So let's quickly go through this. To start with, all the contestants will be joining the main Zoom session. So in your regional chapter where you are participating, you would have got a Zoom ID to log in. So you will be joining into that main Zoom session to start with. Now at the start of the contest, all will be moved to a contest break room. So say suppose 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. our impromptu speaking contest starts. Then you can expect someone coming and making an announcement like as if we are doing in person, and then asking you to come to the contest break room, or they will choose you to go into the contest break room. Once you get into the contest break room, Chief Judge will read the rules and other housekeeping info, saying that you have to mute, you cannot disturb, who will be giving the speeches, who is the timer, who are all the judges. They will introduce the contest team to you and read all the rules and other housekeeping info. Now, speech time. You are expected to give 1 to 2 minute speech, and we are going to give 30 seconds grace period. So what that means is you have to meet minimum 1 minute requirement. You can go up to 2 minutes, 30 seconds. If you finish your speech, or if you wrap up your speech in 1 minute, 1 second, yes, yours is a qualified speech and it will be considered. If you gave a speech 2 minutes, 29 seconds or 2 minutes, 30 seconds exactly, then your speech will be considered. If you gave 2 minutes, 31 seconds, then you will be disqualified. So just make sure you are giving minimum 1 minute speech and try to wrap up in 2 minutes. If it not, it's okay. You have a grace period of 30 seconds, but just watch out. You will not be given any clue once you reach 2 minutes, 30 seconds. That we will see in later part of the slides. Now, preparation, maximum for 1 minute. So what that means is, say you are the first contestant. Once you are allowed back into the break room, the judge will give the topic to you. Now, if you are the first contestant, all the other contestants will be outside in the main Zoom session. They don't know the topic. So you are given topic and you will be given 1 minute. So in order for you not to get distracted with your own clock or something, in the screen, you can see the video feed from the time judge, and they can run the clock in their cell phone or some watch, stopwatch, and so on. So it will be running from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. Once it reaches 60 seconds, you have to start. That's the maximum. But before that, if you are comfortable, you can start in 5 seconds. You can start in 10 seconds. There is no mandatory requirement that you need to wait for 1 minute. So maximum is 1 minute. Now, start to speech 1 minute. The timer judge will have a NorthSouth logo in the background, and also running clock. They will show the clock. So when you are preparing your speech, you can just look at the screen and you can see the running clock, and then you know how many seconds left out. Now, once it reaches 1 minute, then the green background will be shown by the timer judge. So that means you met the minimum requirement, green background. So let me go back. Preparation, maximum 1 minute. Only the running clock will be shown by the timer judge. Once you start the speech, the running clock will be taken away. The north-south background will be shown by the timer judge. So that means you started a speech, you have not met 1 minute yet if the north-south background logo is being displayed. Now, once you reach, your speech reaches 1 minute, the timer will change it to green background. So that means you met the minimum requirement of 1 minute. Now, 1 minute, to give you more clue how much time left, they will keep this green from 1 minute to 1 minute of 30 seconds in your speech. Once it turns to 1 minute 31 second, they will change it to yellow background and keep it yellow till 2 minutes. Now, once you cross to 2 minutes, they are going to show the red background. So that means you are in the grace period. Now, note that there will not be a running clock here. So that means you are on your own. So try to wrap up as soon as possible once you see the red. I will slow down as soon as I see the yellow. Try to close the speech, correct? Open, body, close. Close it in a proper logical way to connect to the impromptu topic that you are given instead of abruptly stopping, because that will take away the points. So after 2 minutes, the red background will be shown and it will stay on. If you are going beyond 2 minutes 30 seconds, there will not be any clue given to you. So they will just show the red background, and then at the end of the speech, the timer will convey that timing, how much time you took, to the judges. Now, the speeches with less than 1 minute, if you didn't see the green, you just saw the north-south when you finished when you wrapped up your speech, that means you are less than 1 minute. Or if it is more than 2 minutes 30 seconds, it still stayed red, you will be disqualified because you exceeded the grace period also. But no penalty will be given because you gave 1 minute 1 second speech only, or you went up to 2 minutes 29 seconds. There is no advantage or disadvantages. Both the speeches will be evaluated in the same way. So please note, there is no penalty for a longer speech or no penalty for very shorter speeches. As long as you meet that 1 minute minimum, 2 minutes 30 seconds maximum, not to get disqualified. Now, once the first contestant finished, there will be a 1 minute given to the judges to grade. So I will show you the score sheet and later point of scores. And then the Zoom coordinator will go and bring in the second contestant inside the room. So now, once the second contestant is inside the inside the contest break room, the chief judge will make sure, I will go through the rest of the stuff, make sure that everything is good, then they will give the topic and they will repeat the same thing. Now, you are all in the break room to start with. Chief judge is going through all these rules, housekeeping information, and the chief judge will reconfirm the order in which contestants will be given speeches. So the contestants, you will be giving speeches in your badge order, but just to make sure, chief judge will reconfirm during that initial meeting. Rename your Zoom profile with your contest name, badge ID, and the first name. Say, for example, if your contest name is nothing but PS1 or PS3, depending upon whether you are in middle school or high school. So it's like a PS1 or PS3, and then badge ID 003, and then followed by your first name, say Sampath. So PS1 003 Sampath. So when you rename this, the Zoom coordinator will be able to identify whom to be let in, and also all the associate judges know exactly who is giving the speech. After the rules are read, all the contestants will be moved back to the main Zoom session. So this is to start with. The contest has not yet started. So everyone will be let into the break room. Chief Judge will go through all these things. Then everybody will be moved back to the main Zoom session. Contestants will be allowed into the contest break room as per the order. So this is when they will let the first contestant, contestant PS1001, followed by the first name, he or she will be brought in to the break room, and then that's when the chief judge will go through giving the topic and so on. So here, let us see what happens. Once a contestant enters, the contestant must read the badge number and say the name. So if I am the first contestant or contestant entering into the break room, I'm going to say my badge number is 003 and my name is Sampath. Contestant needs to pin the timer video feed in the Zoom session. So you should know how to pin that timer all the time in your screen. Because the timer, once the topic is given to you, the timer is going to run the running clock in his video feed. So once you pin it, your screen will show the video, the clock, running the clock. And once you start giving the speech, you can see that timer would have changed the background to NorthSouth logo. Once you reach minimum 1 minute, they will show the green. So that is for you to see where you are from a timing point of view. So you need to make sure to pin the timer video feed in your Zoom session. Now, Chief Judge will ask whether the contestants can see the timer and hear the judge. So they should be able to clearly hear the judge because the topic will be given by the Chief Judge. And judges need to make sure they can see the contestants, hear them loud and clear. So what that means is, as a contestant, you keep the video on and all the 3 judges, the Chief Judge as well as 2 associate judges, need to make sure that they see you, your body language, all those things. Now, once it's all confirmed, they confirmed your badge number, name, and you pinned the timing video. You can see the timer video, and they can see you, they can hear you loud and clear. Once all are confirmed, the Chief Judge will read the impromptu speech topic and repeats one more time. For example, are you a morning person or an evening person? If that is the topic, the Chief Judge will say, are you a morning person or an evening person? Are you a morning person or evening person? That. So they will repeat one more time. Now, contestants, if you are not able to hear it clearly, or if you're nervous, or if you want to hear it again, you can ask the judge to repeat. Now, judges will repeat only one more time upon your request. Contestants must start within 1 minute. So as soon as the topic is given, and if you have not asked the judge to repeat, the timer will run the running clock, will show the running clock. So you, as a contestant, you should see the video feed from the timer showing the running clock. Timer will note down at the time at the end of each contestant speech. So we went through that 1 minute, green, yellow, red, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, all those things. And once the contestant finished the speech, the timer will note down the time. And then the contestants who have given the speech will be allowed to stay, but needs to be mute and video off. So you can be in the break room. After each contestant, timer will submit the time taken by the contestant to the judges. So judges will note down. They have a score sheet, and in that score sheet, they will have the timing column also. So they will note down which contestant took how much time in order to note down the time-based disqualification. So that's the score sheet that judges will be using. And the judging criteria, what criteria they are going to use, what is the rubric. So that we will see in the future slides. After all the contestants, judges tally the scores and announce the ranks. So here they will take more time. So the 3 judges will be talking to each other, sending their score sheets to others. and try to merge into the master score sheet, because it's all subjective, correct? So I can interpret your speech delivery in one way. The next judge, he can interpret in a different way, but we have an algorithm built into the system, the score sheet. So I have a separate tab. The associate judge will have a separate tab. The other judge will have a separate tab. So when we get their score sheets, we don't make any changes. We don't interfere on other judges. It's all independently evaluated. We just get the score sheets sent by 3 judges. We put them as a different tabs, and our score sheet will calculate the ranks based on how the judges scored individually. There is no impact. There is no interdependence. And recording of speech is not allowed, just to say that again. Now, those are all the rules, the timing control, what is being expected out of you, and what you can expect. Main room, break room, all will be there. Rules will be read, all will be sent out. Contestants will be allowed one by one in the order. Judges will make sure they will give you the topic and then keep going till they reach the end of the contestant. Now, the judging criteria, this is very important. How you are going to be, how your speech is going to be evaluated. So there is a link there, and mainly what we are looking at is total of 100 points. The speech presentation will carry 30 points, speech organization 20 points, subject matter 20, language 20, overall value 10. So the speech presentation, there are like a creativity and quick thinking, articulation, persuasion, and motivation. And also you can see all the descriptions here: speech organization, subject matter, language, and the overall value. So those are the things that will be judges looking for to rank you. Now, there are some links in the website. The impromptu speaking, overall general instructions, there are rules. If you just go to NorthSouth.org and click on the US contest and impromptu speaking, you will get to see there. And the how to prepare. Our Anbu was mentioning earlier, we have a recorded workshop. Those are paid workshops, which we have done 2 hours. It's a deep dive. How to tackle, how to think off the cuff, how to give a great speech, how to impress the audience, including the judges, and so on. So there are online coaching also. Last year we did. Look for any online coaching. Online coaching is like a 10 to 15 week session, 2 hours, going into every like in depth. And then information sections like this. And then if you have a prep club in your regional chapters to improve this impromptu speaking or public speaking skills, reach out to them. And then the contest preparation resources page in our websites. And this screen already Anbu showed. So you can see that there is a public speaking which we gave in the February. And first, as Anbu mentioned, since this is a regional contest, please contact your chapter director first, and then reach out to workshops, support contests, depending upon whatever question you have. With that, we are moving to Q&A. The time is like 1:58. We have only 2 minutes left. Anbu, is there any question that
Yeah,
you need?
there are a few questions. We'll extend it like 5-10 minutes.
No.
So the one normal question, do I have to memorize my speech or can I read out of the document?
Now, that's a very important question, right? Both memorizing the speech, when you memorize the speech, right, it's if you lost one word, then you will be stuck. So the main thing is, if you attend the deep dive sessions or the online workshops, we have given different tricks and techniques, and in future also try to attend, or any public speaking workshops, right? What you do, you write down in the points, like 4 points or 5 points. Let me stop my sharing screen 1 second.
And you only have 1 minute, right?
Yeah. So you note down the points and you just keep a note in your hand, but looking at the note itself is kind of discouraged, only if needed. You try to recall and remember those main points and build your speech as you go. So memorizing, you can memorize, you can give the speech, but make sure that you will not get stuck in case if you forgot 1 or 2 points. And also don't write the big speech and keep reading it because it's going to take away your face time with the judges. So I will say write down just 4 or 5 points, try to keep it in your memory, only those 4 points and build up on that.
Thank you. And once again, I just want to re-emphasize, when the topic is not given in advance, you only know it when you enter the breakout room.
Yeah.
You have only 1 minute to do,
Yeah.
write all these points and write the speech, then memorize. No, not going to be possible in 1 minute.
Yeah.
So for the first timers, is there anything that I think you covered it? If you kind of regurgitate, it's the first time public speaking. What are the things they can do? Any other local, resources they have, like Toastmaster?
Yes. So in many cities, we have a Toastmasters. Me being a Toastmaster, it's another nonprofit organization which is mainly for adults to improve their public speaking, communication, leadership skills. But they also might offer something called youth leadership program. Youth leadership program is like a 8-hour session. They might do it. So you can reach out to your local chapters. But also, what I personally found is the NorthSouth Foundation, what we did last year, the online coaching, it was very helpful. It's a 10-week session. It's 2 hours every session. They will go you will get a chance to give a speech, and also you will get a chance to evaluate other speeches. And you will play a lot of leadership roles. And also you will get a chance to see the world champion public speaking speeches and analyze them, what they did correct, what they didn't do it correct, how you can learn from them. So those are the various things, strictly disciplined course that we were very proud of hosting it last year and this last fall also. So wait for that email, and it's only like $150, and it helps a lot. And taught by great experienced public speakers.
Thank you. So additional resources are here. Go to US activities, contest, regional contests, online, and then you'll see impromptu speaking here, and you'll get the rules as well as the preparation and some FAQs there too. I'm quickly going to demonstrate how to change your chapter. So I'm logging in. I'm in Jacksonville chapter. What I do is that I go to profile page here, and then I change the update parent information and change my chapter. If you're running into any problem, reach out to support@northsouth.org. But that's where you'll be changing your chapter. Are there any other questions that you guys want to raise? Please post it in the question panel.
And meanwhile, I just wanted to add one more thing, right? Since we are doing this virtual, these are the things that we noticed when we did the online workshop or conducted the contest with the Toastmasters, with the real adults, with the adult members. Make sure your lighting is in front of your face, not in the back. So if your background is well lit or illuminated, your face will look very dark and the judges will not be able to see you. So try to keep your light source in front of your face, not in front of the camera, so that your expressions will be well noted. Otherwise, it will be very shadow and the judges cannot. So try to do that rehearsal at home by setting up the temporary Zoom session and try to practice with others. Try to evaluate your situation. You would have had a great speech, you would have prepared. But because of this technology, the online, please keep in mind, this is going to play a very important role as well. Just wanted to add that point.
Yeah, that's very important point. And I've seen some people prefer to stand up and speak,
Yes,
and that is good too, right? And
yes,
practice that.
yes.
Good.
Make sure your mic and the speaker mic is, I mean, not wired up, because if it is wired, I mean, make sure that you can freely move around and give the speeches, not getting tied up by the speaker wire. That's all I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Right, a headset kind of thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I think those are all valid points. You covered all the basic aspects. I think they now have a clear idea what is expected in impromptu speaking. Like we said, if you still have questions or anything, just reach out to the chapter director or to the support or the contest or the workshops support team, and we'll be glad to answer. Thank you, Sampath, for very useful 1 hour, and we appreciate your help. Thanks to the parents and the kids who are listening to this. Any final words, Sampath?
Thank you, Anbu. And again, this is a very good quality to have. This is nothing, not for just academically background, academically advanced, academically challenged. Only people know this. Public speaking fear is real, and especially when it comes to impromptu speaking, how you are going to make it significant, how you are going to add the value to the audience is going to determine, might be a big game changer. So don't be afraid. Initially, it's okay to be afraid, okay to be nervous, but how we are going to get through the practice. This doesn't happen overnight. You have to practice, practice, practice. And more you practice, you will get more comfortable. And whether it's going to be 10 people in front of you or 1,000 people doesn't matter, because you already crossed through that barrier. So make sure you practice, give speeches in front of your friends, family, try to accept their criticism. Let it be a constructive criticism. If they are saying that, oh, you are looking too much on the right, too much on the left, or you are looking up, or you are moving your hands, which is very distracting, accept those things. They are there to give you the feedback for you to get better. So practice, get better, not just for this contest. Whenever you get any opportunities, raise your hand, participate, and best of luck to everyone. Thank you, Anbu.
Thank you, Sampath. Thanks for everything.